Introducing the Intuitive Hour. Awaken your inner voice with psychic medium, author, and intuitive life coach, Michelle Beltran. The Intuitive Hour will empower you to learn how to magnify the powers of your intuitive voice. Listen in and expand your understanding of what it means to be psychic and how to awaken, amplify, and trust your inner voice.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is the Intuitive Hour. Awaken your inner voice. I'm your host, Michelle Beltran. I hope that you all enjoyed the best of the Intuitive Hour. Today, as we move forward, we're talking about the subconscious, the conscious, and the superconscious mind, and this is by listener request who wanted to know the difference between the three. So, in order to discuss the consciousness and the subject of consciousness, we have to explore the three faces of consciousness. That includes the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the superconscious mind. Today, we'll cover consciousness and the role it plays in keeping us safe. We'll explore its boundaries and how it benefits us and how it works in conjunction with the other two functions of the mind to make us aware of insights and information that come to us in subtle, barely noticeable messages. We'll talk about the subconscious mind, the role it plays in our lives, and its connection to intuition. And finally, we'll discuss the ever-exhilarating but complex superconsciousness. We'll take a look at how they work together to create our reality and provide us with the knowledge to create a happier, more peaceful, and confident self. Okay, so let's begin with the power of our conscious mind. E. Stanley Jones once said, and I quote, "The conscious mind determines the actions. The unconscious mind determines the reactions. And the reactions are just as important as the actions." To most people, it's our conscious mind that determines who we are. However, in reality, our conscious mind is just a small portion of who we actually are. It's a very small part of how the three functions of our mind enable us to communicate with the universe. Just because our conscious mind is easily accessible, it is not the instrument that completely determines what we do and why we do it. Rather, it's merely the vehicle that allows us to easily communicate through speech, pictures, writing, physical actions, and as a shallow form of thinking. Our conscious mind is our objective mind. It has no memory and it can only hold one thought at a time. It functions to identify incoming information using our senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, and feeling. Our conscious mind is continually observing and categorizing, albeit sometimes correctly, sometimes incorrectly, what is going on around us. It's part of our mind that can't be fully trusted, quite frankly, and it is continually sorting impressions and consequently deciding which are relevant and which are not. It's often influenced by past actions and previously wrong decisions. It's very much like a binary computer. It accepts or rejects things in a very simple yes or no manner in order to make a decision. And it deals mostly with positive or negative. Again, the simple yes or no. So the benefit, though, of this kind of thinking is actually to preserve our lives. It's enabling us to make a go, no-go decision quickly. Our subconscious, on the other hand, is like a huge memory bank of sorts. Its capacity is virtually unlimited and permanently stores everything that ever happens to us. So let's segue now into how these two functions of our mind work together. We've learned that the conscious mind is computer-like. The subconscious mind exists just below that of our conscious awareness. It's the part of our mind that records everything we do, every activity we engage in, every thought we have about those activities, and the likes and dislikes we encounter each day. It's the part of our minds we're familiar with when we sleep, when we dream, and how we behave according to beliefs of which we are often not aware. Although nothing is forgotten by the subconscious mind, this part of our consciousness remains hidden from our everyday awareness. However, that does not exclude it from having influence over how we think and act in our conscious state. In other words, the subconscious influences a great deal of what we do each day. But those influences are from past actions and the habits we have actually created from them. This means that the ideas that are drawn from the subconscious are not going to be new and creative. It's our subconscious mind that provides meaning to all our interactions with the world. Meaning as it is filtered through your beliefs and habits. It communicates information through our feelings, our emotions, our imagination, sensations, and our dreams. Our current understanding of consciousness is actually quite rigid and often fails to give recognition to the conscious experiences outside the definition of normal. Such experiences are considered fake, abnormal, or even unnatural. Normal consciousness is earthbound and is only normal in the sense that it is well known. You are aware of something on the outside as well as some specific mental functions happening on the inside. It's very important to know that our subconscious mind can't move outside its fixed programs. It actually reacts automatically to situations using previously stored behavior responses, and it works without the knowledge or control of the conscious mind. This is why we're often unaware of our behavior. Studies from as far back as the 70s show that our brains begin to prepare for action just over a third of a second before we consciously decide to act. In other words, even when we think we're conscious, it is our subconscious mind that is actually making decisions for us. Okay, so let's move on to the superconscious mind. This is the third aspect of our different mind states by which we are guided and by which we can control our lives. So while the conscious and the subconscious minds are familiar to us, the superconscious mind remains unknown and rather mysterious. It's hidden. It's the hidden spiritual system behind intuition, spirituality, and physical and spiritual healing. You can think of it as the problem-solving part of us and allows us to feel such things as joy, excitement, and even empathy. The work of our superconscious mind is often overlooked when we aspire to live a richer, more meaningful life. So while we're familiar with the fleeting moments of raised consciousness, few know the technique for purposely entering this exalted state of superconsciousness. It is the state reachable only through meditation, chanting, affirmation, and prayers specifically designed to lead us into a state of superconsciousness. It's the superconscious mind that makes possible human achievement of greatness and the elevation of human spirit. The idea of a higher consciousness is rooted in the notion of reaching a higher self that transcends reality. It's the essence of human existence that makes us capable of going beyond the confines of the physical world and the trappings of logic and that left brain. Okay, so we've covered all three states of being today: the conscious mind, subconscious mind, and now the superconscious mind. Just to wrap up with a simple illustration of how important each state of consciousness is, I'd like to refer you to a popular Star Trek Generations episode, Loud as a Whisper. I gather some of you have had an opportunity to see this. If not, it's an episode in which a deaf mediator is enlisted to solve a planetary dispute. He cannot speak, but has a chorus of 3 personalities that exist within him and speak aloud for him. One is logic and judgment. The second, passion and romance. The third, like the superconscious, is that which binds all 3 together. It's harmony, wisdom, and balance. While the analogy is not exact, the episode gives us an idea of how our 3 minds interact, each mind serving a purpose, with the superconscious serving to combine all 3 to create a higher form of existence. All right, everyone, with that, we are going to call this an episode and complete our discussion of the conscious, subconscious, and superconscious. As always, if you have any questions, please do reach out at mbeltran@michellebeltran.com. I look forward to visiting with you here next week.
Thanks for listening to the Intuitive Hour. If you're inspired to take your intuitive development to the next step, be sure to enroll in Michelle's newly released Kickstart Your Intuition e-course at michellebeltran.com.